Right, in today's video it's going to be a really interesting one, as I'm going to be putting the newly released flagship camera from DJI, the DJI Osmo Action 6 versus the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. So like I just said, it's going to be a really interesting video because we've got that flagship camera, the Action 6 versus the Action 5 Pro, and I've had the Action 5 Pro for over a year now and done plenty of filming with it, and that's absolutely outstanding, to be fair. So on paper both of the cameras look like they have the same specs, but there's two major differences. Now we've got a larger inch sensor there. That's a 40% increase from the 1/1.3 sensor in the Action 5 Pro. Now it's upgraded to a 1.1/1 inch sensor, and that's a square inch sensor, so we can do a lot more with that. So in today's testing I'm going to be leaving both Action cameras in automatic mode, 4K 30 standard D-warp. And let's not forget, the only difference there is that larger sensor in the Action 6, that 1/1.1 inch sensor. And then we've also got that variable aperture, and like I said, I'm going to leave that variable aperture in automatic mode just to see the differences there compared with the fixed 2.8 aperture on the Action 5 and most traditional Action cameras. So that'll be interesting today in the comparison, to see it fluctuate between 2.0 and 4.0. So as you can probably tell, it's a really bright sunny day today, and that's the best conditions to compare Action camera versus Action camera, because on these bright lit days that's where Action cameras really shine. So now I'm going to go around filming some clips and really keep an eye on the picture quality, the overall stability of both cameras there, and onboard microphones at the front and rear. Let's get filming. Here we go. Well, I'll start the video off with this panoramic sweep over this lake. So again, both cameras in that 4K 30 automatic mode, straight out the box. Which one looks the best overall quality in this shot? So I'm looking at the back of both screens here, and I can see the Action 6 a lot more brighter than the Action 5 Pro there, just walking down this road. Right, so this shot should be interesting, because in there it's quite a low light situation. So let's see how both cameras handle the performance there. Again, we've got that larger sensor on the Action 6. Quite interesting that it ain't that waterfall. You just get behind it, it's like a curtain made of water. So I'll point the cameras towards me whilst I'm walking through this dark area. Again, they're both in normal filming mode, but in this real dark area where I am right now, which one's looking the best? Obviously with that larger sensor, the 40% increase on the Action 6 from the Action 5 Pro, there should be a difference. And then walk straight out of the dark area into the light. It's been one of them days today where these are on off, because that sun's, when you're looking at it, really bright today. Stood next to that, I'm having to scream at the camera. It's quite pleasant getting away from it, really noisy. Waterfall. So the battery life, as you know, the phenomenal. I've already covered that on the Action 5 Pro and the Action 6 just recently. With those 1950 milliamp batteries, they're just outstanding. I can see they're both at 95%. I've got one of those in each of these cameras today. I've got 4 with me, but I don't think I'll even use the other 2 because the battery lives are that good. What I will see, and what I've noticed, is on both the OLED screens, the Action 6 looks a lot better than the Action 5 Pro so far, and I've only just started filming today. I've not yet compared these on my monitor at home. Once again, I'm doing it with you. It's the first for me today, comparing these 2 cameras. I've compared many others, but especially these 2 I really were interested in. And as I come out today, I did think that they're going to be almost identical, but I've only been filming for 20 minutes, and I think personally the Action 6 is winning hands down at the moment, especially in those shaded areas with that 13.5 stops dynamic range. So maybe that's a new improved one, or is it that larger sensor really working there? I should imagine so in the shaded areas. Obviously it's 40% increase there. So let's just keep filming and see which one performs the best. Now I'm just going to walk through this shaded courtyard. Let's see which dynamic range performs the best. Or which dog can bark the loudest. Just in case you're wondering where I am today, I'm at a place called Newstead Abbey in Nottinghamshire. It's a very historical place. If you follow my channel, I love my historical places and I like to do a lot of camera reviews and tests around them. So that's where we are. Can't see it. There we go. So we're at Newstead Abbey, historical house and gardens. And this is the side of the abbey. So which camera's performing the best here? With that sun backlit and it's really strong, there's no clouds surrounding it. So I want to see which is the best here. Looking at back of both screens, again the Action 6 seems to be the better one. But again, I'm just looking at the back of these tiny OLED screens. And now both cameras are staring straight into that sun. So which dynamic range is handling the best here? I'd say I'm looking at back at screens, but even if I put my shades on or whatever, I can't see back of these screens, it's far too bright. So which one looks the best here? And then we've also got to do a dynamic range test here for the shaded areas. Can you make my features out? I'm a complete shadow. Well, I can see the Action 6 is performing the best there straight away yet again. Could be that new image size sensor. More than likely. I do loads of tests like this and I've done them way back many years ago with some cheaper Action cameras. I won't spill the beans what that is. And as soon as I put the sun behind me like that, I was a complete black shadow. So it's interesting throughout the years how these tech giants really drill into those sensors there and the dynamic range to bring features out when it should be a black shadow. And one thing I've noticed with the DJI Action cameras over the years, that audio quality, the inbuilt audio, it's phenomenal. It started to get really good on Action 4, 5 Pro even better, and now 6 even better. I would say even more sensitive. I was vlogging with it the other day. It was flowing. I was saying lots of good stuff. I got back and all you can hear is oh, it's a bit too sensitive that. So if you're watching DJI, I want to know why it is a bit more sensitive. It'd be nice if they had some kind of muffler on there where it could just detach like the Ace Pro 2 for those really windy days if you've not got that wireless mic with you. Right, so there's a tunnel down here as you can see. Let's just slowly walk through, keep an eye on the overall stabilisation as well as the overall picture quality and the audio quality as I'm talking to the rear of the camera. This is the Action 6 and now I'm switching over to the Action 5. So in the shaded area, which camera's performing the best there? And now we're coming to the bright lit sky behind. Which picture detail looks the best there? Now this is pretty interesting, let me just show you this. Obviously back in the day they didn't have any YouTube or television. So someone had a really big muscly arm because they'd have to turn this which would activate what's inside here, and that's what you were going to be viewing. But the one catch, you had to keep doing this because as soon as you stop, because once you stop turning that handle you can't like and subscribe. So just in the centre of this peacock statue is some stained glass. I'll get close in on that and split the screen here to see which one looks the best there. I keep saying that today, don't I? But it is about seeing which one looks the best. Because if you own the Action 4 and you're considering upgrading, then this is the video for you really, because Action 5 Pro is really good and so is the 6. But further testing, so do stay tuned to the channel because further testing is going to help you decide. So I'll just film to the top of this tree, keep it moving slowly there, split screen this. Let's see which camera looks the best detail. So now I'm going to do an onboard microphone test. I'm not going to do this because I think they are similar, but I am slightly interested because the Action 6 picked a lot of wind noise up. It's really sensitive, more than the Action 5 in my opinion there. So let's just do an audio test. So at the moment you're listening to the Action 6 and you just have been all what I've just been saying. So what's the onboard quality sound like here at 1 metre away? And now we've switched over to the Action 5 Pro. Again, I'm talking at the same level. There's no wind today. Everything's the same. So is there any difference in audio levels and audio level quality there? And now we're still on the Action 5 Pro at 1 metre. Now I'm going to get back just to top of them steps. That's just about 5 metres away. We'll do the same testing. Here we go. So now I'm at 5 metres. I'm talking at the same level. And you're listening to the Action 6 at the moment. What does the audio quality sound like at 5 metres with the Action 6 there? And now you're listening to the Action 5 Pro's internal audio at the front. Again, I'm talking to both front microphones at the moment. So what's the audio quality sound like there? Exactly the same conditions with the Action 5 Pro. And now I switch back over to the Action 6. I'm going to walk back to the cameras, and as I'm doing so, just keep listening out to the audio quality there. And now I'm back halfway. Let's switch over to the Action 5 Pro. And now you're listening to the Action 5 Pro. So that in that short test there, which one sounded the best? And now I'm at 1 metre. You're listening to the Action 5 Pro. And now I switch back to the Action 6. So was there any differences in audio quality there? Let's do another bright to light shot. I like that, bright to light. Long panoramic sweep actually. We'll call it bright to light shot. I'm going to get cameras right low down to water here, split screen, see which one looks best again. Keep saying that. So I'm just making my way to the Japanese gardens here. Just before I start filming around there, let's have a battery check update. It's uncanny. I've been going for about an hour and 30 minutes at the moment, and yet again, when I've not been filming in 4K, they've been left in standby. Both batteries are now on 73%. Again, it's them 1950 milliamp batteries. Let's just follow these stepping stones. I hope I don't fall in. It's right slippy on here with cold weather. Bit of ice. Sorry, isn't it? If I do fall, I'll leave it in. I'm not going to jinx myself, hopefully. I did walk pretty steady across that. It's like Krypton factor this, I tell you. Slippy leaves, bitter ice and wet floor. And now on this shot, with both cameras just facing the water, which one looks the best on the detail there? So what I have noticed over the last few years with action cameras, that screen can sway. Just look out for that today, because in some of my shots on previous side-by-side tests, especially with that newly released Nano as well, and I do calibrate them before to come out, as you can do in the settings there, you just get a slight sway, and I've only noticed that since they incorporated into the software them horizon locks at 45 degrees and 360. I think since after that, some cameras get that sway when you're moving around. It's not just on my camera, I've seen it on some other YouTube videos. A lot of people seem to be struggling with that, and it can be a real pain when you're editing it, because you want them level side by side when you're matching them up on your split screen there. But when it's swaying, if one's left or right, you've got to crop in on that image, get it vertical, but then there's a diagonal line through it, and plus you've cropped in, so it's not a true comparison there. So I just wondered if anybody else out there has experienced that, because like I say, I do calibrate them before I take them out, so everything is just as it should be. So just put in the comments there if you experience these issues when filming with the action cameras there from Insta360 or DJI. You get that slight sway, especially in the models after the Action 4. I like these old photographs in these historical places. As you can see, everything's grown a lot now. The abbey's just there that I'm pointing to. As you can see, that's the image now. So that's where the abbey was. And as you can see, those trees have grown now. So there's quite a bit of difference. So I've just come across this creepy cave. Let's have a look at it. This is going to be a good low light test, because in the centre of this area here where I'm pointing is completely black. So I'm going to just walk through here in normal filming mode, and then we'll try that super night mode on both cameras. Here we go. So now we're in normal filming mode, as I've just said. Obviously I think water used to flow through here back in the day, judging by what's in front. Right, so now you're viewing normal filming mode. I'm stood halfway down the tunnel. The light's at either end, it's only a bit of light coming in. This is really dark in the middle, as you saw. So now you're looking at the Action 5 Pro in normal filming mode in this tunnel. What's the footage look like there? And now you're looking at the Action 6 in the same place. Which one looks the best and the brightest there? I suspect the 1/1.1 inch sensor, the 40% upgrade of the sensor size there from that 1/1.3 sensor, I should imagine that's going to be winning in the normal filming mode. Now I'll switch over to Super Night mode on both cameras and compare that also. And now you're viewing the Action 5 Pro in Super Night mode. Does that look a lot brighter than normal filming mode? And now you're viewing the Action 6 in Super Night mode. Again, this is a new improved Super Night mode. So what does this one look like compared to the Action 6 normal filming mode? So now you're looking at Super Night mode on both cameras. Which one's performing the best here? Again, we've got a larger sensor in the Action 6 along with that new improved Super Night mode. So which one's looking the best here? So do stay tuned to the channel, because in the near future I'm going to be posting some videos which is interesting on that subject tracking. It's a new improved subject tracking on the Action 6. It follows you a lot more smoother than on the Action 5 Pro, and that was almost unbeatable in my opinion. So it's going to be great going forward testing that Action 6's subject tracking. I really like to test it as well. I'll disappear from frame, get back in, run around, hide behind things, reappear. And on the Action 5 Pro I did all what I've just said, and it tracked me every single time. Now on the Pocket 3, that follows you with that active track, which is called active track on that one, not subject tracking. And that'll lose you behind, let's just say, a thin tree. If you walk around it and your body's still showing as you walk past, it loses you straight away. But the subject tracking in the Action 5 Pro is flawless. So real soon I'm going to make an in-depth video really testing out that new subject tracking on the Action 6. Right, so now I've come to a really bright area again, but this time I'm going to let you decide. I'm not going to put underneath which camera it is. So this lens I'm touching right now, is that the Action 5 Pro or the Action 6? Now I think the audios are pretty similar, so that really won't give it away when you're not seeing which camera it is. And now this camera here, is that the Action 5 Pro or is that the Action 6? And then once again I'm still not putting underneath which camera's which. Is that the 5 or is that the 6? And yet again, which one's that? I'll just spin the cameras round. There's sun backlit behind the cameras. So now which one is which? I can see slight differences there in the screens, but I'm not telling you which one. So now I'm going to do a slow motion 120 frames per second on both cameras, and let's see what that looks like. Here we go. I'm not going to go in slow motion mode, because on that kind of, it's like a preset, it slows it down for you. I've done plenty of testing on the Action 5 Pro with that, and it's like I said, it's like a preset, it's already slowed down. If you try and slow that down further in post, it goes all glitchy and falls to pieces. Okay, so now I'm just filming with the Action 6 as I've finished filming here today, comparing both cameras. So when I compare cameras, I just like to put them side by side, just like you've seen today. Really look at the picture clarity there, the overall stability, and then we'll test the microphones there. I don't drill into the modes, especially with these two, because they're very, very similar, so I don't need to go over the hyperlapse photography or time-lapse. No point with time-lapse today, they're just wispy clouds and there's no crowds here. But I don't need to compare them, because I know they're going to be the same. In fact, I've really tested the 5 Pro out over the year, and to be fair, they are almost the same, so I won't compare modes. I do that on the Insta360, like the Ace Pro 2 versus the Action 5 Pro, just because there is differences there. But these two are almost identical in other modes. I'm going to wrap up now, because that sun's, this time of year, it's not really high anyway, and it's getting to end of day, and it's barely poking above the trees now, as you can see. So I'm going to lose quite a bit of light. We don't want that. I'm not doing a low light test yet, but do stay tuned, that's coming real soon, especially with the comparison there. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today, and now that you've seen the differences to the Action 5 Pro versus the Action 6, what's your thoughts on them there? Now if you own the Action 4 and you're wanting to upgrade then this is the perfect video for you, because the Action 5 Pro is outstanding, and so is the 6, although I've not really tested it. It's only been out 3 days, so I'm filming this. Or on the other hand, if you don't own an action camera yet, again this video is going to be for you, because either of these cameras are outstanding, to be fair. So as always, do stay tuned to the channel, as there's going to be plenty more videos on the horizon, especially with testing out this newly released Action 6 from DJI. I've got plenty of accessories coming for it, the new accessories, so do stay tuned, because I'm going to unbox them and really show you how to use them there. But for now, thanks for watching, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and bye for now.